everyone, we are going to study the first chapter of Indian economy, that is Indian economy on the eve of independence. So in this chapter we are going to study that what was the sole purpose of Britishers and what were the features of Indian economy before the arrival of Britishers and how did they exploited our economy. Okay. So firstly, what was the sole purpose of Britishers to rule India? So Britishers come India as a visitor. Okay, as you all know, Britishers comes in India as a visitor, and they ruled India. And the sole purpose of Britishers was to use India as a fed economy, to develop their British economy, to develop their country. So Britishers, what they just do, they take over raw materials from us in very cheap prices and sold us finished goods in very expensive prices. So what were the features of Indian economy before the arrival of Britishers? So India had a prosperous economy. As you all know that India was known as the golden bird before the rule of Britishers, before the arrival of Britishers. India was self-reliant and also known for its prosperous economy before the arrival of Britishers. So what was the main source of livelihood in India? India was known as agrarian economy. Indian economy is known as agrarian economy because agriculture was the only main source of livelihood, and it managed 2/3 of the total economy. And the other thing which made our economy good, our economy prosperous, was the well-known handicraft industries. As you all know, India was very known for the handicraft industries in the field of cotton, that you know, khadi work and silk textiles, metals, and very precious stonework, etc. So when Britishers come in India, they transformed this country into a supplier of raw materials and made us a consumer of finished goods. For the development of Indian economy, such policies brought some fundamental changes in the structure of Indian economy, transforming our country into the supplier of raw materials and consumer of finished industrial products from Britain. Obviously, the colonial government never made any sincere attempt to estimate Indian economy and per capita income. So some individuals, some economists of India made attempt to measure the national economy and per capita income. Was Dr. V.K. R.V. Rao, Dadabhai Naoroji, William Digby, Findlay Cyrus, and R.C. Desai. But it was Dr. V.K. R.V. Rao who estimates the accurate calculation during the rule of colonial period, and it was considered very significant. So how does British exploited India? How did they exploited India? How India was exploited under the British rule? So colonial government exploited Indian sectors, which were agriculture sector, industrial sector, and foreign sector. So in this video, today's part, we are going to study that how colonial government exploited agriculture sector. Okay. So agriculture sector was very stagnant and very exploited during the colonial period, because of the land settlement system. As you all know, land settlement system, that is zamindari system, and zamindari system was introduced that time. So zamindars was declared as the owners of the soil, and they have to pay a fixed amount to the government by land revenue, and they were free to charge as much they want from tillers. And the zamindars spend their income on luxury things to live a luxurious life. And another reason for the stagnant economy of agriculture sector was the commercialization of agriculture. Commercialization of agriculture means production of crops for sale in the market, neither for their self-consumptions. Farmers were forced to produce cash crops, and another reason was low level of productivity, low level of technology, low level of irrigation facilities, and the negligible use of fertilizers. So commercialization of agriculture hardly helped Indian farmers in improving their economic condition, because instead of producing food crops, now they are producing cash crops, which was ultimately used by British industries to modernize their economy. So Indian agriculture was starved of investment, and flood control and drainage and desalination of soils, that is degradation, and of soils. While a small section of farmers changed their cropping pattern from food crops to commercial crops, as a large section of tenants, small farmers and sharecroppers neither had a source and technology nor had any initiative to invest in agriculture. So this is for today's video, and if you want the second part of this video, that how the British government exploited India under the colonial government exploited our agriculture. Sorry, we have studied agriculture sector today. So how Britishers exploit industrial sector, we will study in next part. So comment down how was the video, how was the explanation for today. Thank you. Subscribe the channel and like the video.